And you get killed by gnats. Giant killer gnats. Hey, my name's Andrew, and welcome to another video in my series on things I wish I knew earlier. I want to help people find flourishing in their creative life. And one of the things that people will ask me a lot as a songwriter, and that's what I am, is where do you get your ideas? And the truth is, I have no idea. Ideas just seem to, I don't know. Ideas are like the most precious thing. They're precious gold. If I'm working on a book, working on a song, working on a Substack post, working on a video, working on anything, finding out the thing that you want to say is the hardest thing. But where do ideas come from? Here's a little secret. I've had more good ideas in the shower than anywhere else. And you know why? Because in the shower, I am bored. And boredom is one of the greatest tools for a creative person. That might sound crazy, but it's not. Boredom is an unbelievable gift because boredom is how we find things. Why in the shower? There's one simple reason. In the shower, you're not holding this. In the shower, you don't have anything to distract you. And you're able to have this neuron, talk to this neuron, talk to this neuron, make all these connections, all these synapses firing. You're able to think about the thing that this person said and the thing from this old story you read and this movie that you saw and this idea that you had years ago. And all of a sudden these dots start connecting and you go, oh, what if we, but then I could. I'm always getting in trouble for long showers. My family's always, Dad, get out of the shower. But you know why? I get out of that shower and I've got like half a song written and a Substack post and I've answered 4 emails in my head. I'm like, oh, but I'm getting so much done. I could just sit in a chair and do that, or I could go for a walk and do that, but I've always got my stupid phone. So we got to give ourselves these places where we can be bored. So I go hiking almost every morning. There's a beautiful lake out by my house. And a lot of times I go out with friends, and that's such a wonderful gift. To have friends is a gift. To meet people in the morning and go for a walk for an hour and just have a great conversation. What a wonderful way to start the day. But often I'll go out there by myself. And sometimes that's even better. Just to have a chance to start the day where I get that opportunity to have the synapses firing. Often I try to go out and start to pray and meditate and spend some time with God. And I used to feel guilty because I'd be out there for 15, 20 minutes and my mind would wander and, oh no, get back, be holy, be sacred, be a good Christian kid. And then, but before you know it, I'm like, but then I could do this and I could do that and then I could do this. And by the time I get back to the car, I'm like, I've written a screenplay. I don't even write screenplays. But then I realized that that's a gift from God to be able to create things. We are made in the image of a creator. Look at all this stuff. Look at you and me. The fact that we can create is because we have been made by a creator. And so when we give ourselves the time to let ourselves be, we are going to naturally create. That's what we do. That's who we are. And so if my mind wanders and I start coming up with ideas and making things, that's exactly what I'm supposed to do. And so now I don't feel guilty about it. I embrace it. I realize that that's actually part of prayer. And I look forward to what crazy ideas I'm going to get by spending time with God out walking around the lake. I wrote this down. The truth is, we will never have the ideas or the time to do them if we don't give ourselves the time to be bored to find them. So I work for myself, and often I work by myself. And sometimes I will just get up and immediately start working. And I always regret it, but I just feel like, oh, there's so much to do. And I just roll out of bed, take the kids to school, blah, 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 sit down, just start emailing or start blah, blah, blah. And I realize that I'm never in control of those days. Those days control me. But when I start my days, whether I go hikes, some days I realize that's a luxury. Or even take the dog for a walk, or even take a shower, or even just sit for a few minutes and with some scripture and sit on the porch, sit anywhere and just be. I have a chance to be killed by gnats. To be. Not only do I get to start my day in communion with the creator that made me, but I get to create an idea of what I want my day to be, the kinds of things that I want to make, and the kind of person that I want to be. And that's when the day that I'm going to have is usually a day that I do control in some fashion, even when crazy things happen. And they always do. That day doesn't run me the same way. It's just the whole day feels different. When I start it being bored, it's like I'm so busy, I can't afford not to be bored. Does that make sense? So if you're somebody that feels like, oh, I never have ideas and I'm always so busy and I just wish I had some space. I wish I could think of things to do. Might I suggest turning off the TV and staring out the window. Go for a walk, take a long shower, do something where you're bored and let your neurons connect, let your mind wander, see what it creates, because I bet it's going to surprise you and I bet it's going to be wonderful. Because you were made by someone wonderful. And that's pretty wonderful. So you got this. Go do something awesome.